I feel like the men's interpretation of feminism now is just never helping us with anything. That's a feminist now. Like the number of times the tiniest woman helps me with my luggage on the plane, it's always the tiniest woman, like a woman like you, who's like, oh, I'm gonna join in and help her. And then we're both struggling and we're both like, you're like trying to get it up, like, no, you've got it. Okay, you've got that side, you've got, and then a strong man's like, they've got it. I'm a feminist. Don't want to offend them.
What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy Rome, back with another video. If you're new to the platform, welcome to the tribe. By the end of this video, I hope you subscribe. It's funny that she mentioned this because I literally went through something very similar at my old job before I started doing YouTube full time. There was this woman at my job. If you are watching, Candace, I apologize for this. Well, not really, but she had... there was like something really heavy that she had brought over to my desk, right? I'm like, and I could tell it was heavy. I'm over here seeing her struggle, right? And in my mind, I'm thinking, well, you know, everybody that I worked with knew that I went to the gym. They knew how strong I was for somebody my size. So in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, you're a woman. Why don't you let me handle that? You want to know what that woman said? I'm a strong, independent woman. I can handle it. And she kind of said it with a smile on her face, and it was like I didn't know whether to take her seriously or not, but just to be on the safe side and cover my ass, I was like, you sure? She was like, oh no, I got it. I was like, all right. And I went back to my desk and I kept it moving because I don't want no smoke. And ladies, what do you want us to do? Even in the situation where a man like myself knew she was struggling and I still offered my help, she didn't want it. You feel me? I'm not about to beg to help you, and neither is any other man. Y'all saw the thumbnail. Y'all know what time it is. Check out this next clip. Let's keep it moving.
How are women specifically overall, not just one woman individually, how are they oppressed in today's society?
I mean anything.
Can you drive?
Yeah.
Are you allowed to have a credit card?
Yeah.
Are you allowed to buy a house?
Yeah.
Are you allowed to work a job?
Yeah.
Aren't those all the same things that men can do?
No, because men can go out without being catcalled. Men don't have to worry about their safety as much. Men can basically walk around doing whatever the fuck they want, and women have to worry about everything on the goddamn planet.
That's actually not true. What was that statistic that we brought up?
Over 80% of violent crime in the country happens to men.
And who set that system up?
Look up the statistic.
Okay, awesome. I gotta go.
How are women's...
Women lie, men lie, but numbers don't. And if it's one thing that I notice whenever women like to go there, and you know, guys like myself or who you saw in the video bring up that stat that men are actually more likely to, you know, get assaulted, women always fold. And notice how quick she was to leave the conversation when that woman put her feet to the fire. Yeah, you didn't have a comeback for that. That's why you wanted to up and leave. I tell you, bro, like women don't know how to just admit when they're wrong or be like, oh, I didn't know that, or just take their L and go home. Like, boy. But men are supposed to be the one with the bigger egos. Yeah, okay, sure. Let's keep it moving.
I'm not married.
If World War III should break out, should women get drafted?
No! No. Feminism.
All of y'all are saying,
No.
we have to...
I will stay in the kitchen. I will stay in the kitchen.
I don't understand this, right? You say men are trash, you don't give a fuck about whatever. But then when you ask the World War III question, they're like, oh no, I'll stay at home and I'll cook, etc. Well then who's paying? Someone's gotta go. So in that instance, you need men.
No.
So in other words, if men collectively tomorrow say you have no rights, you don't have any anymore. And there's nothing you can do about it.
How would that happen in America where we do have democracy and we're not talking
Well,
about...
if men tomorrow say there's no democracy in America, there's no democracy in America tomorrow either.
Okay, so if that's true, if men are the enforcement mechanism, why does that then mean that women's equality is a bad idea?
Because women have no way to enforce their rights. They have to use men to enforce their rights. So since they have to use men to enforce their rights, they don't really have any rights because all their rights come from men. If men don't like the hand that they've gotten, they don't like the nation that they're in, they don't like the government that they have, they don't like the circumstances they're in collectively, that they can overthrow the entire nation, for instance. Can you point to a country in history you can ever think of where women have collectively overthrown the nation with force? So another.
You stupid.
Now, that girl in particular, I've seen her on quite a few Red Pill podcast channels, and the sad part about it is this woman thinks she's so smart, but I'm thinking to myself, you come from a Muslim country, Muslim background, but you do OnlyFans for a living, and then you want to sit over here and complain about guys who watch adult film and jerk off and play video games all day, but what you do for a living caters to that very same audience of men that you're complaining about. So in reality, if those same men were to stop doing that, you would actually have to get off your ass and find a job. So I find it a little bit confusing and contradicting that a woman like her runs on all these other podcasts talking all this feminist crap. Because the dude is 100% right, because when you really break it down the way he did, they really just have the illusion of having what they have, because reality is that they would need men to back them up, but typically the only men that back them up are the kind of men that they don't desire or even want to deal with romantically anyway. Yeah, let's keep it moving.
How old were you when you realized that men don't care about status and money?
After I got out of college.
After you got out
And
of
was
college?
telling people about my degree, and they was like, so what? Who gives a fuck? Man.
Would you say feminism lied to you about what men find attractive? Because feminism tells women make money, get a status, men are going to be attracted to
I
that.
would say that, and I would also say like how I was raised. I was raised by an independent, strong, tough black woman. So now that I'm in my 30s, I'm learning to sit in my soft girl era and my femininity. And it's tough to have those conversations with your mom. Like, you taught me to be like a strong, independent black woman, and nobody wants that.
Ooh, wow.
That's the reality of it.
That's
true.
Wow.
Yeah. I hate to bring this up, but I want to ask you guys a question. Who do you think benefit systematically from the government?
White people.
Oh, I'm talking about in our community.
Women. Because they utilize the women as weapons for the men.
Yeah. Whoa, repeat that again. Like
they utilize the women as weapons for the men.
Yo, women act like this is like new information. Like that, I've never heard a woman ever admit that. I'm surprised you said
once
that.
Once you break down the family, then it's over. Because then you treat the men like what? You emasculate them. You treat them like trash. And then there's no leader, there's no head. A woman can only get you but so far. You still need a strong backbone to take everything and do with it what needs to be done.
I can't believe my ears.
No, I really appreciate that.
Shout out to you. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's.
What have y'all been encountering? Sheesh.
We got 33 episodes. You know what I'm saying? Like,
all the women y'all talk to just feel like men. Like
men ain't shit. I'd rather do it by myself.
course.
I'm not getting no help. I'm independent, but I hate to bring.
Did you notice the two women on the couch really didn't have much to say or add to that? And the woman that was on the couch in the orange, that's the woman that was over here saying that you got to pay for her babysitter in order to go on a date with her. So she was all super loud about a man paying for her babysitter in order for her to go on a date. And she mid as hell, by the way. But when it came to what Shorty said, you was over there quiet as a mouse. You can hear a rat pissing on cotton over there. Let's keep it moving.
Going around the table really quick, who here considers themselves a feminist?
Like, do I believe in equal rights for men and women?
Well, I think that's different than what feminism is, but I know people have different definitions of what feminism is.
So what's your definition?
Well, he doesn't need to give you his definition to have you define whether or not you think you're the thing or not the thing.
Into the mic, please.
I don't identify with modern Western feminism.
Andrew, are you a feminist?
I am not.
Okay.
What is an Eastern feminist?
I personally I don't know if there's such a thing even as an Eastern feminist, but I don't think that the things that feminism here in the West have become about currently are actual real issues. I think that, there's a lot of women out there crying about, hey, we can't show like our armpit hair, we can't free our nipples on the street, while there are women now who still don't have access to education, who don't have access to their own bodies, who are being married off at 12 years old and younger. And I think that those issues are far more pressing for women than not being able to show your boobs on the street.
You mentioned, actually, that's the only right that I can think of that men have that women don't, is the ability to go shirtless. I cannot think of any right in
They
the
don't even
U.S.
have that right. It just depends. It's all
Well, yes,
it's all
in some cities, yes, the women can be topless. Interestingly enough, though, even if it's legal, women aren't like chomping at the bit to go topless in public. So
it's very like performative, I think, what's going on here.
Yeah.
I think women have gotten so many rights and so many privileges here. I see a lot of women, like people that I know personally, complaining about these, topics that aren't so important, that are not life or death, and things like that. And I haven't heard them say a word about women that are getting circumcised in Africa, things like that are being in Congo, Sudan, enslaved. Oh, I'm so sorry. Things like that.
People have difficulty. Never mind.
Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot. But there are real issues that are going on where women are being, just actually tortured and
So why do you
victimized.
think modern feminists don't give a shit about them?
Because I don't see anyone speaking up about these issues.
No, why do you think modern feminists don't give a shit about them? They clearly don't. What do you think the motivation is?
I think because the society we live in here in the West is very self-centered, and there's no sense of community, and it's all about me. What can people do for me?
Yeah.
What can the world do for me? Oh, I don't have these things that I want, materialistic things most of the time. What can they do for me? Versus, these other women, these other people around are suffering. What can I do to help them? It's all about ourselves. And I think we've gotten so privileged here that we've just started inventing things to be upset about and creating problems when there aren't things to complain about that much. There still are things here, but still are things going on here, but
yes.
Yeah. I'm going to stop there. It's hard for me to express myself
That's good.
in English.
That's good. Well put.
Really well
put.
said.
That was...
And I'm so glad that they had a woman from another country speaking on this, or at least from a different background. Maybe her parents were from another country or whatever case, because let me tell you something. I remember when we did a live show reaction to Filipina P when she was in the States. And I noticed that whenever she happened to come across a foreign woman that happened to be living in the States, they love it here because women in the US have more freedoms and more opportunities typically than any other country that's really not westernized. This is why I keep telling you guys, bro, foreign women laugh at American women because they're looking at y'all like, what the hell are y'all complaining about? What the hell are y'all complaining about? Because if these women went to these other countries where these women are from, trust me, they would be a little bit more grateful for what they have going on in the United States, or excuse me, the States. I keep forgetting that I don't call it United States anymore because ain't shit united about it. But y'all let me know what y'all thought about this. If you're new to the platform, please subscribe. OGs, I appreciate the love and support. Make sure y'all hit that bell notification, that way y'all know what I'm uploading. Hit the like button because it helps with the algorithm and helps me reach a broader audience. Also look out for the travel vlog channel, Unplugged Traveler. Link is in the description. Until the next video, y'all, deuces.